It's like, oh, I gave up on winning camp for a second time last week.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Actually, I have hit the 10K mark though.
Yay!
I'm pretty proud of myself for that. I think I'm up to like 11,000 now. Hit the 10K mark though. Yeah. Oh, hold on. There we are.
Yeah, I just X'd this out.
Both of us are just like, oh no, I hear my voice.
I don't see anyone in the comments right now. I don't know.
No, I realized this morning that Tamara had hers also scheduled at 2:00, and I'm like,
oh no.
Oh, Renata's here. We got one. Renata's down in Brazil.
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, we got a couple. Renata, Kelly.
Hi.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, it still says there's no one watching us, but it just finally updated. So hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Not stressing that tomorrow is the 31st, and it's the last day to get words in, technically. And as I was telling Zara, I put peppermint on my face. So it's like I'm crying, but it's not. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Legitimately fine, not like Ross from Friends. It's fine.
It's fine. No, it's legitimately fine. I just was like, because I have sinus problems when the pressure is different. And so I'm like, I'm not going to take an Advil. I'm just going to put peppermint on it this time. And then it was like 20 minutes ago. And now I'm just like, oh, I have mild regrets.
Regrets. You have them.
I have them. But yeah, so you put contacts in before the live stream?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did.
This goes down.
I know. I did live stream last Sunday with my one of my friends, DL, and my contacts were so dry by that point, I had to take them out.
Oh.
And it was just like, I was so glary. But I couldn't not wear them because I can't see the screen unless I'm like this far away from it. So
yeah, no, I'm the same way. And I have blue light blocking glasses, and they're a prescription, and I had non-prescription ones, but I gave those to my mom, and it's like I feel weird, like, especially given how often I'm doing live streams now, I feel weird being like, yeah, so you know how you paid extra money on these because the whole idea is that you'd get the other ones. I kind of need the other ones too as a backup plan.
Yeah. Well, I have ones too. My sister just got them for me for my birthday. They're just from Amazon. But yeah, I always use them at night.
Yeah.
Because my eyes get weird at night. They're usually okay during the day.
I use them throughout the whole day just because I sometimes get migraines, and like normally it's stress related and or hormonal related, but it's just like given how much time I'm in front of a computer, like during quarantine, I'm like, rather not.
Right.
With that if I don't have to.
Yeah. But it's funny though, because I always take my contacts out at night, but I'm just like, I'm going to just chill and watch some like YouTube videos. So I'll have my glasses on and then I'll have my blue light ones on top.
That's funny.
I look great.
Yeah. I might get a cheap pair of blue light ones that I can wear over my contacts.
Yeah, these ones.
But no, those would still be glary, so that defeats the purpose. So no, never mind. I just realized that's pointless. Or then blue light blocking contacts is basically what needs to happen.
Oh, yes. Well, mine are UV blocking, which is helpful, but like also not. But yeah, we should definitely have. Could you imagine how expensive those would be?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, I already spent like over $100 on this.
Yep.
And like they're great, but like, can you imagine? And apparently they've invented contacts that if you wear them, they reshape your eye so that like eventually you wouldn't have to wear them.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that. I don't trust that at all.
It's like if it worked, cool, but it's also the start of every like sci-fi dystopian story ever.
Yes.
Some way or another. Where it's like everyone hops on board because it's this like health thing. And it's like, oh, we're making humanity better. Then it's like, yeah, also though, we're enslaving humanity.
Yes. Yes. The robots are slowly taking over. But you know what? Honestly, at this point, I'm just like, you do you, bud. You go right ahead. It's fine. It honestly cannot get much worse.
I mean, I feel like that's a challenge to the universe. So I won't go out and say that, but it's already pretty shitty currently.
Yeah.
So it would just be different at minimum.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? Yeah. It's all gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
That's a Ross. It's gonna be fine.
Yes. I'm fine. You're fine.
It's all fine.
It's all fine. Yep. I have a little buddy helping me out beside my laptop today. He got a little freaked out when I started talking.
Wait, who?
Oh, it's my the renter in the basement. Her and my sister, who's on the top floor with me, are friends. So we usually just like leave the door open between the top and the bottom floor. And so her cat will come up and he loves my bed.
Aww.
So much. It's weird. And like,
I was going to say, like, it's probably a pet, but I didn't know that you had a pet. So I was like confused.
Yeah. Well, I have my sister has her dog, but she's away for the month. So it's just me and the cat. But like, I'm also allergic to cats. So so he knows that I'm allergic and he's like, let's go hang out here. But like, you see, like on my bookshelves and stuff, I have like
color coded.
Oh, wonderful. Well, one thing, yes, color coded, obviously. And then I also have the like these little like paper butterflies.
Yeah.
Like there.
Yeah. The cat tries to swat at them.
No, he doesn't care. He doesn't care at all.
Oh my God.
He just wants to lay on my bed. I don't know what it is.
My dog doesn't like my bed. My bed is just as big as my mom's bed, but she sleeps on my mom's bed all the time. So like she'll hang out there during the day too. And she has beds like all over the apartment. And by beds, I mean like she has 2 physical beds that 4 dogs. And we have a chair that she's always on. And then there's the couch. And then she has like 2 different towels on the ground that she just picks more often than even her beds. And then she has like her carrier with like a little towel in that.
Oh, I love that so much.
I don't pick anywhere but my bed. And I'm like, why?
I just want to love you.
It's a personal slight against me.
Yes.
My mom is always like, oh, don't be offended. It's just because she sleeps with me at night. And I'm like, she is fine everywhere else. It is a personal slight.
Yes. Oh, at my mom's house, we have family pets. And one of our pets is a puggle. So it's a pug and a beagle.
Yeah.
And she at one point had a chair, a downstairs bed, an upstairs bed, and then the upstairs bed used to be in like my mom's room, but then she started getting too stinky at night. So I kicked her into now her bed is in the office. And but now she has 2 downstairs beds. She doesn't like the chair anymore. And she has her one upstairs. And she used to sleep with me too. She would like scratch on my door to get into my room. And
my dog does that.
Yes. And then she would sit beside the bed and just like wheeze because like she's part pug. So that's just how she breathes.
Every morning my dog scratches at the door until I open it. And then she comes in and she'll like kind of climb me, and then I give her like pet her head, and then she's like, okay, and then she runs out and like looks behind her to make sure that I'm coming out to like play with her.
Yes. Yep. My sister's dog does that. We don't deserve dogs.
We don't. My mom's currently out walking my dog, but when she comes back, I might bring her on camera if that's all right with you.
Please do. I would get bring Tucker over to like hang out, but
then start crying because of allergies.
Yes, more. And Renata, a Puggle sounds like the cutest thing in the world. She is, and she also knows how cute she is. But like she's so cat-like.
So is my dog. Oh my god. When we first got her, she meowed and like no one believed me. And I'm like, I'm not crazy. I have better hearing than all of you put together. She meowed. Like, I'm telling you, she meowed. And then a few days ago, we were in the elevator, my mom and I going down to take her out for a walk. And she meowed. And I was like, hear it? And my mom's like, yes. And I'm like, vindication. 7 years late, but I got vindicated.
Yeah, we're we rescued her. And so we're pretty sure she was in a home that definitely had cats because she loves cats so much, and also acts like one. Like when we had this love seat before, she would lay down on like the top cushions like a cat does, like on the top of it. It was so weird. And then we're also pretty sure she was around kids a lot because she's so good with kids. Like for us, if I put my hand on her back, she'll kind of like huff at me and she'll leave. But my mom's boyfriend, his sister, her husband, and their daughter came, and the little girl loved her so much. And she was like all over her, putting like necklaces on her.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh my gosh, why is she so nice to you?
I have little cousins and they're getting older now. So like when their dad, who's my cousin, tells them like, okay, like leave Riley alone for a bit, like they do. But when the younger one was younger, she like wouldn't totally get that. So she'd try to keep playing with Riley. And like my dog is so funny because she's a Havanese. And if it's another dog and they're not a Havanese or a Bichon or a Maltese, she is like not having it. She's like, but if you're a puppy, she'll just be like, I'm too old for this shit and like ignore the puppy.
Yep.
But she's great with kids. And with me and my mom, she's like, oh, I want your love. I want you to be pining after me, but I get to say no. So if you pick me up and I don't want it, I'm not a fan.
Yes.
But you ignore me when I want you to pay attention to me.
Yep.
It's an issue. And I'm like, oh, you're such a cat. But she didn't grow up around cats.
You're such a cat and you're such a brat. Like, it's just...
I'd say crap, but it's really close to crap.
Gabby, hello, Gabby. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you, too. See, this is the problem, is like I haven't actually been into work since Saturday now.
Oh,
so I haven't like had quite as much like conversation.
Got it.
So it's just my words are just
they're catching up.
Yes. And sometimes I'm just like, how did I teach English for 5 years?
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I taught English overseas in Korea and Japan.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
What ages?
In Korea, it was middle school. So that'd be, I think the range was about grade 4 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Japan, I taught from like 1.5 years old all the way up to like 90.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But like separate classes and stuff. Like they had
still.
Yeah.
Because I had tutored English as a second language to a second grader and then an adult.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in high school, I was tutoring the second grader through a program. And then when I went off to college, the first time around, I've been to 3 different colleges. The first time around, I was tutoring this guy. And like, he would be able to say something in like Spanish. And like, I took French so like I ain't no Spanish, but he would say something and I'd be like, oh, like I'd be able to get the gist of it.
Yeah.
And then he'd be like, oh, like English is weird. And I'm like, yeah, I apologize.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And yeah, so certain pronunciation is just so difficult for like people in Japan. My
Like,
boss would always, yeah, my boss would always be like, you know what's the worst word to pronounce? And I'd be like, what? She's like, celery.
Celery?
Celery. Because in Japan, they don't have an L sound. Like they don't have the letter L.
So what did they say?
Their L is like a soft L. Or their R. Their R is like a soft R. So it's very similar to an L. So it's used as an L. So it's like it'd be like Serari.
Yeah.
Yep. So they try to get like that an L sound and a hard R sound. It was just like the most difficult part to teach.
But I also just feel like in English it's so weird where it's like you have read and read and like all those things where it's like if you read it once through and you read it quickly, your brain might get it correctly because your brain just autofills it.
Yep.
But if you're then reading it out loud, you might be like, oh, I read the wrong one.
Yeah. You're just like, wait, I have to scan it first. Yes. And then what
like had also like it looks like a mistake, but it's like, no, that's grammatically correct.
Yes. Like I think you could technically have like 3 hads in a row. 3 or 4 hads in a row, I think. You could do that.
There is some sentence that was in a Tumblr post or whatever. And it was really it's like that is grammatically correct. It's like and people were like reblogging. They're like, what? English is weird. It's like, yeah.
Yes, it's so weird. The question I hated getting though was, can you tell me the difference between and the? And I just be like, I mean,
the is about a specific thing, and is like it's singular, but it's more general.
You see how difficult that is? But trying to explain that to like fairly like a low level adult class is really hard. Yeah, because they would be like, oh, we're not the strange thing in English is that there
isn't different articles for gender and consonants.
Yes. Oh,
why do you have and an?
Honestly, why? Why do we?
It's so you have 2 vowels next to each other, but then we also get rid of consonant sounds. Like we say herb instead of herb.
Yes.
From like the British people and like.
Yes.
My cousin, she studied in Cambridge and she met her husband there and they lived, like they did long distance for a while and then they got engaged and they got married, whatever. And they've lived in London for a really long time. And she'll come back and she's always really funny because she'll try and like put on a British accent and me and my cousins will be like, get off it. It doesn't work for you. Like your husband, we know that he can do it, but like it just sounds weird coming from your mouth. Like even though she's gotten better, we're like, no, like go back to your like native accent. But he's actually Swedish. So when he's around his family, he has a Swedish accent. But when he's around like their friends in London or like around our family, he adopts a British accent. Although we bug him sometimes and he does an American accent, but we're all like, it's cool you can do it. It sounds hella weird coming from you. So please like don't do that.
Yeah. That's really cool though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, the English is so weird though. I applaud people who like, well, for one thing, that they know more than one language because I suck at learning languages. I lived in Japan for 3 years and I'm still like about as like conversational as a toddler.
See, I was doing French consistently from 5th grade through 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So by the end of that, I was actually pretty conversational.
Nice.
But the thing is I was never good at speaking. Like even at that conversational level, it's like I could understand a lot more than what I could ever say.
Yeah.
And I could read because I had done an independent study for my senior year of high school with French literature. So like my reading is like way higher than my speaking, and my understanding is higher than like my being able to speak. And it's just so frustrating because it's like, I've worked so hard at this and I know when something's wrong. Cause like I was last summer, it feels so long ago, but last summer I was working at a literary agency and someone was writing a story and it was mostly about Russia, but there were certain things that were French in it and like actual French. And I was like, this is conjugated wrong. My boss would be like, okay, just make a comment. Like, that's not what you're reading for. But like, I would be able to recognize the error, but it's like, I can't speak French.
Yeah.
Really.
Like, I could, for me, my biggest downfall is vocabulary. So it's just, my brain just does not want to remember anything. And but what little vocabulary I did know, I could listen to someone speak and I could pick out enough to be like, I think I know the context here. Or, you said ka, which means you have just asked me a question. I don't know what the question was, but I know the question.
Well, my middle school was really weird because it was actually it was like nursery through middle school. And then I switched schools for high school because we had to. And from the moment we entered like elementary, we were learning half French, half Spanish throughout the year. But it was like half Spanish, half French, half Spanish, half French. So it was never right next to each other. So like my brain would just forget everything.
Yep.
And then in 5th grade, they're like, pick one because you were going to have that. And then everyone learns Latin for 2 years. So like I was like, okay, the Latin helped with the French. But like my French class still was like, we never really learned stuff. Like we were given vocabulary quizzes, but like the most we really ever did was like watch movies in French.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's how I became good at like listening and understanding it through that. But it was like the conversation, like people didn't take it seriously.
Yep.
And in high school, most people also didn't take it seriously. But I had teachers who were like actually teaching us stuff. So I learned more. And then college, it just got more and more serious. But it was just like, I've been working at this language for so long and I have so little to show for it, even though I took it much more seriously than my classmates. And it's frustrating.
Yep.
I tried Mandarin when I was a baby, but then it was just like too much because I had no one to practice with. So it was like once a week with a tutor and I wasn't getting anywhere. And I could have picked it up in high school, but I was like, I'd rather just keep going with French and try to maximize that.
Yep. I love it. Renata's around my friends who also speak English. I talk with a strong accent just for the joke. I love doing that.
Hold on, wait. I'm getting hot. I'm going to turn on the AC.
Yeah, for sure.
If it gets too loud, let me know.
For sure. Don't you worry. And then reading in another language is easier, but writing and talking is so strange. Yes. Yeah, I would get so like I taught myself how to read Korean in like a weekend because they have an alphabet system, kind of like similar to with English.
Yeah.
And then but Japanese has like 3 different alphabets.
Yeah.
So I knew 2 of the 3, and then for the kanji part, I'm just like, oh boy.
Well, Chinese doesn't have an alphabet, so that's fun.
Yeah. Or like, so I know like with Chinese and with like Japanese, the kanji, it's Chinese characters, but like, I can't remember what it is, but with Japanese, they took the sound or something like that. I can't remember what, but I'm just like, why couldn't they just make them the same?
Because they were at war with each other.
True. Yeah, they weren't great neighbors.
No.
No.
To each other, had multiple wars where the British just went in and then screwed them all over.
Yep. Yeah. As a history major, it was always very interesting to read about. Yeah.
Mhm.
History-wise, not great over there. Not friends.
No.
No, not does. I had Spanish since 6th grade and didn't learn anything. But I got to watch Jurassic Park in school. That's great.
I keep getting these ads on Instagram, and obviously it's not a great ad because I can't remember the company, but it's an ad where it's like learn a new language by reading a book that like you've already read in English. And I'm like, I might actually take it up on that.
Yeah. Oh, and Netflix has a new like Chrome extension where like obviously it's a Chrome extension for Netflix. It's not Netflix has made up this Chrome extension.
Yeah, I know.
Where they like learn a language by like watching this drama or whatever. So I'm like, oh, that'd be really interesting to like keep up my Japanese level, which is already abysmal.
I just remember I was I had to have been in middle school. And I don't actually, you might not. It was kind of an obscure-ish movie. And it was about this black guy who was taking care of this older white man in a wheelchair.
Oh, yes, yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. And I'm now blanking on the name of it, but it was in French, and then they had remade it in English.
Yep.
And for some reason, the French version was on I think my grandma was flipping through channels while she was staying with us one time, and she was just like, "Oh, let's watch it." And my mom was like, "It's in French," and I was like, "I'll watch it with you," and I understood stuff.
That's awesome.
And now I can't remember the name of it.
I also cannot remember the name of it.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. I'll look our first writing spin, which we'll get to eventually, guys. I swear, we will get to writing. But yeah, that'll be the first thing we do.
The Untouchables or Les Intouchables.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I was like, I know it. Yeah. Renata said it.
Yeah. Renata got it.
Yeah. Because the thing was that recently I was talking to my mom about Buffy, and my mom was like, "Who's in it?" I was like, "Sarah Michelle Gellar." And she's like, "Oh, I don't know her from anything." I was like, "You do, from Cruel Intentions." And my mom was like, "I didn't watch that whole thing." I was like, "What do you mean? You told me that you really liked it." She's like, "I think you made that up." And I was like, "It was in your iTunes library." And I was like, "Okay, well, I watched it, and it's based on Les Liaisons Dangereuses, which is like a French thing." And I had watched like the actual French thing.
Yeah.
In my high school French class. No, in my middle school French class. Oh, that was wildly inappropriate. I'm just realizing that now. but yeah, it's just like I know more French going in than anything I could ever put out.
Oh my gosh, I completely agree. I love Kelly's. It's so cool you guys know another language. I took 2 years of Spanish in high school, but a lot of people didn't take it seriously, so it ruined the experience for everyone else. That was literally because in Canada we have to you have to take French from about grade 3 to grade 9. I took it. I was homeschooled before, so then I started in grade 6. So I took it from grade 6 to grade 12, and I know more Japanese than I know French now.
I feel like we both have to like petition Keelan to just like host like author things in French on AuthorTube. It's like anyone who has French or wants to improve their French.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you and Keelan should definitely host a.
Oh no, I cannot host it. The thing is that I had a cousin who American, but fluent in French and like France French. And growing up, I have had 4 different French teachers. So the one I had in like elementary / middle school were Canadian French. And then I got to high school and I had French. And then I had a different French teacher for the second half of my high school career. And he was Algerian French.
Oh, cool.
Which was like amazing because we also it was basically a class on decolonization, but taught in French. So it was like, I'm learning a lot of stuff. Yeah. And then last semester I took a class on decolonization, and it was like reading a lot of the sources that I'd already read in French, but in English, I was like, yes.
That's great that you did that.
Right. So I've had Canadian French, French, and Algerian French. And every time I would speak to my cousin, she'd be like, oh, you're not doing French. I'm like, forgive me for having teachers who spoke different colloquial French.
Yeah.
Like, at least I'm getting the vocabulary correct.
Yep. Oh, you know what you need to watch? It's a Canadian movie, but you need to watch Bon Cop, Bad Cop. Have you watched that?
No, but the title sounds so funny.
I know. Just like good cop, bad cop, but the good cop. Yeah. You need to watch it. It is hilarious. And at one point too, you'll really get to like experience the swearing in Quebec French.
Yeah, well, Keelan had gone into it on I don't remember which live stream at this point, but one where her friend Stuart was on. So like, I guess we could go back into her previous find one. And she was talking about like, she was like saying like, oh, this is a curse word. And she was translating it. And then I was like, okay, so all of Quebec like curses are religious.
Yes.
In nature.
Yes. Anything to do with the church is a swear word.
I mean, I'm not religious, so I guess.
Yeah,
that would work for me.
I know. And I mean, like my family's Christian, but we're not Catholic. So a lot of like their swears are related to like the Catholic Church. So whatever. Because my mom's boyfriend is from Quebec.
Oh God.
So I get exposed.
So where are you?
So we live kind of north of Toronto.
Okay.
So maybe like kind of west of where Keelan lives. But yeah, so we have Quebec on the one side and Manitoba on the other. But he was in the military, so born and raised in Quebec, and then went to Alberta, and then overseas a couple times. Yeah.
Kelly was saying English is weird, and it's weird when you look at regions in America that speak English, where I'm at in Ohio is considered a part of Appalachia, and it wasn't until I started watching people online I didn't realize how much we botched the English language.
Oh my gosh, I completely agree because so my mom's side of the family is actually from like farther up north, near Sault Ste. Marie, if anyone is wondering. So I lived there until I was like 10, and then we moved down closer to Toronto. And so for me, I technically have kind of like a northern accent, but I never and so it's kind of the more like stereotypically Canadian accent.
Well, here's the thing is that like you and Jessie and Keelan, when you're like I knew Jessie was in Canada from like the moment I met her, and then like Keelan. But when I first started watching your videos, I didn't realize for some reason that you were in Canada. And I was like, with Jessie, I'll hear it with certain words. And then I just feel like Keelan says like a more than like Jessie. So it'll come out in certain words, but also she'll say that. And then with you, it's like sometimes it'll be a certain vowel, but it's like I feel like you guys don't really have accents, whereas I feel like in the US you grow up and everyone's like, oh, Canadians, they have such an accent. It's like all the Canadians I know, they don't really have like much of an accent. It just comes out here and there.
Yeah.
And like I'm sure I have an accent, but like I can't hear it because it's my own accent. But like my mom was in Boston for a really long time because she went there for undergrad and then grad, and then she had a private practice there. She's a psychologist there for many years, and then she moved back to like New York. And apparently my grandma, when my mom went away, was like, if you come back with a Boston accent, we're going to have a problem. So my mom never developed a Boston accent, and she was an assistant teacher before she became a psychologist. And she could teach everything except spelling because the Boston accent wasn't translating well. So she would say like car keys and they would say khakis, and it like just wouldn't work. So they would spell like what was right, but it wasn't what my mom was asking.
Yep.
So that was the only thing my mom wasn't allowed to teach.
Yeah. Yeah. I find the, like for me, like I sound, you know, pretty like stereotypically just like native English speaker sort of accent, but get me on a drive-through and I had,
It comes out.
I had a girl say, when, like I was taking her order and she just like, I love your accent. And I'm like, I didn't even realize that it was like the Canadian was coming out in me. Or like my friend and I, we went down to like Universal and Disney actually like in November, so before all of this happened.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm not going to give you side eye unless you're like, oh, I'm going in a few weeks. Then I'd be like, are you though?
Are you? Not a good idea. But one of the cashiers, when we were getting all of our stuff, was from like Northern Dakota. So then I heard his accent, and then he had heard my accent, and then both of our accents just started getting so like stronger as we like were making small talk. And my best friend is just like at the sidelines, and after she's like, "That was the funniest thing I've ever seen." It's just like you two just were like
accents intensify.
Yes.
Powering up like in a video game.
Yes. Oh, it was so funny. But yeah, like I do actually say a lot. I don't say it on live streams quite as much. It's more in like a regular conversation, and I just don't even realize it. But with live streams, I'm like, you have to think about what you're saying before you say it because it's live.
I don't know. I feel like I'm almost more comfortable on a live stream. Whereas like if like I definitely know that like when I was filming vlogs every day, like I would know what I wanted to say, and then it's like saying it, and then for some stupid reason got into my head too much and thought about what I was saying. So then I drag out like a word way too long and like long enough and in a way that like I couldn't just cut it short in editing. It's like now I have to redo the sentence, and it's just like whereas with this, it's like my brain and my mouth move at the same time because I'm not actually trying to get a certain point across that like, does that make sense?
Oh, no, that totally makes sense.
Like it's just going with the conversation versus like, I have a point, and if I don't make it succinctly, it's not so great.
Yes. But for me, sometimes it's, do you ever get where like you're talking to someone, but then like something that they've said has triggered something, and then I'm suddenly like I'm having a mental conversation here that has gone to here, and then I say here, and my mom is just like, where did that come from? And I'm like, oh, it's just like this.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely happened, especially like if my mom and I and like a family friend, but even just my mom and me will be talking about like a fandom that like I know really well, and she's either asking because we've seen the movie, or I just mentioned it and she's like, oh, like I forget, like fill me in or whatever. And she'll say something maybe about the actor or about a plot thing, and then I'm like 3 steps ahead. My mom's like, wait. And she's like, how on earth did you get there? I'm like, oh, well, this actor was in this thing and then this thing, and then it's like a similar plot. Or it's like, oh, well, this actor like wasn't in this other thing, but like there's this other plot that's similar, and it's like it could have been. And then my mom was just like, how do you know this? And I'm like, because I remember actors' faces from places, even if I can't remember where the face was from.
Yeah. And then usually I have to be like, okay, so like you said this, which made me think about this, which made me think about like this. And then I have like a mini conversation here about it. And then I said this. But honestly, for me, with with actors and like faces and stuff like that, I'll be like, you look really familiar. I know you from somewhere. But that happens to me all the time with customers. Customers will come in and I'll be like, I know your drink, but I don't know your name.
I'm bad with names, but like my mom's been watching a lot of like Ion Television or Peacock recently because it's just been on her TV, because I think she finally got sick of like the reality TV show that she's been watching. And
I mean,
so
who
she's
really
been watching
reality?
a lot of I think it's Criminal Minds, but she had stopped watching a while ago, so I'm kind of surprised she's still going with it. But anyway, there was this actress on there. I was like, oh, I know her. And my mom was like, oh, like this actress, and I was like, I don't know, maybe, but she was probably in an NCIS episode because she has the look of like she wasn't in any of my paranormal shows that I watched, so it has to have been NCIS.
Yes,
but like I couldn't tell you the episode because right now I'm blanking on the plot. But normally I don't blank on the plot.
Oh, so that
like,
one character just like stumped you.
Yeah, well, it's like I know that she was either she was like the wife of someone who got murdered, but it was like I can't remember if it was one of the plots where it's like, oh, she was in on it.
Oh, yeah, because it goes either way.
Because like the thing is that Keelan and Kahila have been like, oh, Zara's memory is so amazing. It's like, thank you, I appreciate it. And it's like for certain things, yes, and for other things where it's like, my memory is really good as long as it's something jogs it. So like I could start watching an NCIS episode and be like once the crime happens, then I'm like, oh, blah, 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 blah. But if you're like the first opening second, like before the crime actually happens, I might be like, this opens a lot like other episodes of the same show. Like I can't necessarily like parse them all out separately. Whereas like in Vampire Diaries, like even though someone died almost at the start of every single episode in the first season, like it was like, oh, it's a couple in a car versus a couple in a tent versus like a woman on the road. It was like different enough that like, I know where I am.
Yeah. I love that Renata's, I didn't think Canadians had accents for such a long time because it sounds so normal for me. Honestly, it's true. Most of us don't really have an accent. Some of us do. And then, Kelly, I've been wanting to do a live stream, but besides my crippling anxiety holding me back, I feel like the way my words flow from my mouth is downright cringe. Dude, DM me. We'll set up a live stream. Everything's fine.
Yeah, you're also welcome to co-host on any of my live streams too.
Yeah, I know you have a bunch of ones that are like set up, and you have ones where like there's multiple people joining in. So yeah.
If you want to come in on any of those, please let me know.
Yeah, Kelly, we're here. We all have
weird quirks.
Yes, we're all just a little quirky.
It's like I say that. It's like I can't think of a quirk for you, and I'm sure I have quirks that I'm not thinking of. But like I know we all have quirks. So.
Oh yes. Oh, that's what I always told my mom, like, oh, you know, like I'm just weird, and she's just like, you're not weird, you're quirky. She doesn't like the word weird.
I mean, like the number of times Jughead says I'm a weirdo on Riverdale got really old really fast, but like saying like you're weird isn't like an issue.
It's not a bad thing.
I feel like it's not a bad thing if you're like, oh, I'm weird, but if someone else says it, you're like, maybe you cross the street.
Yes, it's like how like we can all say like, oh, my sister's, you know, kind of weird, but then the second someone else says it, I'm just like, buddy, what'd you say?
Excuse me?
Yeah.
I'm an only child, but like I understand.
Yeah. You understand the sentiment where like, you know, someone like insults your
like, hey, only I can insult the idiot.
Yes. I'm allowed to insult my mom, but you can't.
Yeah. It's really funny, speaking of that, because my mom, I'm adopted from China.
Oh, fun.
And there was there's one other guy in my middle school who is Chinese, and both of his parents are Chinese. And so the mom and my mom would team up every year and do like a Chinese New Year cultural exhibit in the school's lobby, and then our class about like some aspect of Chinese New Year and order and a bunch of Chinese food. And the first year it was only me and the guy eating dumplings because for some reason dumplings were scary to the other kids when we were like 3. But anyway, that guy had been assigned to my group for like a school project or whatever, and he did some not great things during that project that like really pissed me and my mom off. And we got to school the next day or something, and he, for some reason, I don't know why you would boast about this. He was like, "Oh, Susan Hoffman like kicked me out last night," and everyone's like, "What did you do to upset Susan Hoffman? Is she not doing Chinese New Year this year? Like, she's the nicest person ever. What did you do to piss her off?" Because like everyone, like people, like certain people would harass me all the time for certain things, and then other people would harass me about other things, and it's just like I never really reacted. But like but at the same time, it didn't really make sense where it was like, if you want my mom to like you, why would you harass me? But they were all like, "Oh my God, you pissed off Susan Hoffman. What did you do?" And I was like, yeah, that is the right attitude.
Yes.
Because it's really hard to piss my mom off, but once she's off, she's off.
Yeah. Oh, I always found it really funny because, like, of course, I guess it was probably when, I think it was 11 when I started actually, like, going to school. And people, like, of course, kids, they're going to try and bully you. I didn't understand what, like, being bullied was.
Yeah, I didn't either until I got into, like, until I really started therapy, and my mom would be like, "You always said you weren't bullied." I was like, well, I thought bullying was like getting physically like bullied. I never got physically bullied. I got verbally bullied and sexually harassed. Fun. And then it escalated, but I don't want to trigger people on here. So, but like it got worse, but now it's better.
Better.
God, left all those a-holes behind.
Yeah, that's what therapy's for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Renata's co-hosting Queens. Yes, thank you. Love it.
I'll take that.
Yes.
And then crowns.
Oh my gosh, yes. Next time we'll like dollar store like
crowns.
Those paper crowns that you can like cut out and like tape together. That's gonna happen next time.
I probably already should have one. My name means princess in Arabic.
Cute.
I'm from China. My mom picked a name out of a baby book, and it's Arabic. Multicultural.
I was gonna say
multicultural, even though it's not really.
Yes. Yeah, or how like all of my dad's side of the family is like German and like Eastern European, and then my mom's side of the family is British and Native American, and I'm just like,
yeah,
not quite as multicultural, but like,
oh, if you look at my name, it's just crazy because it's like I have Zara Hoffman, which is, I can't say legal name because my legal name includes others.
Yeah.
And in between, when you have middle names, I squeeze in my English middle name, my birth Chinese name, which is 2 names, and then my Hebrew name, which is 2 names. So it's like there are a lot of names. And even when like people would be like, "Oh, give initials," I'd only give like 2 of the middle initials because I'm just like, no, I don't need people have all of my initials to the point that they're like, "Oh, this is probably her password for stuff," which like it isn't because that would be stupid. But like, I don't need people to know all of my initials.
That is amazing. I love that so much. Kelly's, thanks guys. I'll definitely keep it in mind. Super bad with tech stuff. It's all good. We've all been there.
You can be on a live from a phone. They just, StreamYard just updated that, I think, within the last month or something. Ooh. I don't know how to do it, but I got an email where it's like, you can now go live on your phone.
Fun. So yeah, Kelly, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And then, I can say your name, I swear. Renata's looking forward to seeing y'all together, and good luck, Kelly. Yes, Kelly. Thanks. I don't know when it'll be. Yeah. In the middle of a move. Ooh.
Multicultural co-hosting queen.
Yes. I've got most of the European. And then just Zara has all the names.
Yeah. I'm basically not the Americas culturally.
Yeah.
Because even Jewish is like my mom's family's Ashkenazi, which is Europe. So it's like not the African continent, not North America, not South America, not Australia, and not either of the poles. But Eurasia is if you include my mom's, like my adopted family, which is my mom, and then me, Eurasia.
There you go.
And if you don't, then it's just basically just China and some Vietnamese.
Fun. But I mean, like, historically speaking, China has invaded how many countries?
Yeah, I mean, it's like you have British, France, and China as like the invading. Okay, but China's a little more complicated because you have the Mongolians and then different ethnic groups. And then every time they became in power, they're like, we're the real Chinese. It's like, not touching that.
I know, right? I'm just like,
I mean, I had to for a history class that I took about Chinese history in college, but it was just like,
yeah, I'm just like, I'm too white for that, for conversation. I don't know.
It's really funny because like my roommate who is in China right now, because she was like, oh, I want to be home with my parents during this whole pandemic, and now she can't get back. She knows so much about American history that like I was lucky that my high school had diverse history teachers and like didn't teach. Okay, they did teach Eurocentric history because that was the curriculum, but they had diverse people were very good at like trying to get in other perspectives. So like I would come home and talk about history and my mom would be like, oh, I never learned this. But like my roommate from China could school me on most American history, whereas I was coming back from my Chinese history of Chinese law class.
Yeah.
And telling her stuff. She's like, oh, we don't study that. I'm like, I mean, not a big shock, but like.
Well, then why am I paying to study this?
Well, it's like, it's not a big shock that China hides Chinese history from its people.
Yep. Yep. Not surprised. On Kelly, curious about doing a 23andMe DNA test because I want to teach her daughter some of her heritage. American mutt. my mom and I will joke about that sometimes too, because I'm looking to like adopt a dog, and
they have dog DNA tests.
I know they do have dog DNA tests
on Amazon.
Yeah. I've also been really interested about doing the 23andMe DNA test because I know my dad's family is like very German, but then my dad's mom's family is we don't know who her father is. And then for her mom, like, we don't know where in Europe she's from because she was also born like 1945 Germany.
Oh, that's fun with the borders.
With the borders, and then I'm just like, okay.
I did 23andMe just because Zara Hoffman, Mother of Asia. Oh my God! Can I have that on a T-shirt? Do you want to make that T-shirt? I'm taking a picture of that. I normally don't bring out my phone during like a live stream, but that is too good.
I love that so much.
I did 23andMe just because I have certain health things where it's like I've obviously been living fine without, like, I got to like age 21 without having a medical history and nothing awful happened.
Yeah. But
it's like I'm starting to need certain medicines that like I'm clearly very sensitive to. So like if there's something, because I did the medical history one, which is a little bit more expensive add-on with 23andMe. It's like you get the genes and what they can mean. And I was like, they didn't tell me anything that like that was like, oh, I need to worry about that, which is good. But it's like now I know that like, okay, like I don't have anything specific to worry about. So when people ask me, I can just be like, I have no medical history.
Yeah. Instead of
not be like, oh, I have no medical history, but there's a chance like there's this big thing and like lurking in my genes that I have no idea about. And I was just like, yeah, no, like I have no like underlying issues.
Awesome. That's great.
I just re-downloaded my 23andMe app, 100% East Asian and Native American. And there's like, it says that, but there's like no Native American. They just group it that way for some reason.
Yep.
And it's
like, amazing.
It's 71.7% Chinese. And then it goes down by like, and then like the next one is 10.6 Chinese die, which is basically like, oh, you're nomadic Chinese and we can't pinpoint it, but it's like in this time period, you're in this region. And I'm like, cool. So still Chinese.
Yep. Oh, that'd be so cool. Yeah. I've been asking for it for like, oh, if anyone wants to do like a birthday present for me, like a Christmas present, but no one has bitten that yet because I don't want to pay for it. They're expensive.
Yeah.
I have a mortgage.
My mom got the Ancestry DNA kit and she just like never does it. I'm like, why'd you do it? She's like, because she, like forever ago when I was in middle school, we signed up for Ancestry because I was doing a family history project and then I needed it again for high school.
Yep.
And then all the DNA kits came out and I was like, oh, like, and she was like, oh, which one should I do? And I was like, well, I mean, we know that your family has documents that are in the Ancestry database. So like probably that one. And then she just hasn't done it yet. And she's like, because I don't want to know stuff like that could like stress me out. I'm like, you didn't buy that version. You literally just bought the Ancestry one. Take it.
Yeah. Some people like I understand it's like scary knowing, but I'm just like, give me all the info.
Yeah, that was me.
I will roll with the punches when they come. But yeah, Kelly watched a whole lot of documentaries about the Mongols. It's so interesting. Yes, the Mongols are so cool. Don't believe what Mulan told you.
I mean, those were the Huns. Technically, they're a different group.
Yep. See, I learned something new every day. As soon as I said it, I'm like, but there was literally an entire song about defeating the Huns. That's wrong. And then, yeah, Brazil is basically a big mixing bowl. It's the shape of a country. I love that description. That's basically Toronto. Seems like fun, interesting. Took it. Oh, it's fun. Speaking of Native American, I have a story for you guys that was a surprise for me. I love stories. So this girl and I got called to the guidance counselor senior year. I was thinking, oh shit, because this girl and I butted heads a lot because of the way she would treat her mutual friend. So, and if you would just give me the comment now. It left us on a cliffhanger. There we go. We get into the office and the guidance counselor is like, congratulations, ladies, you both qualify for a grant having X amount of Native American in your blood. What?
Oh my God.
What?
And you're looking at this girl who is very, I'm assuming you're going to say white.
I was going to say very white. And I mean, like, I'm also like, I present very, yes, the cliffhangers.
I feel like after this, we should do a writing sprint.
Honestly, we should. It's been an hour. Us talking. Oh, opposite.
Oh, okay. So she's dark.
Yeah. Oh, hi.
You're
it was very
and I'm the very white girl.
Oh, so she's the one who actually like looks native. And then there's Kelly. I understand.
Try guys. Do 23andMe. I think it was like 3 years ago.
Oh, yes. And Eugene.
And then they're talking about like, oh, I'm part this, like Ned and Keith and Eugene and Zach are like, I don't know if you should be proud of that.
You know, right?
Data point, because it was like the white people were not doing some great things.
That's great.
And they're like, oh my God, we like share something in common. And they're like, we wouldn't be sure that you want to brag about that data point.
Yep. So like, I think there's a little Nordic girl.
Yeah, I love the Try Guys.
Yes, the Try Guys. I think my favorite part of like that stands out to me from that episode is Eugene being like, if any of us have any like African blood in them, I'll literally pay them $1 million. And then Keith
has a little bit
0.1 or something like that.
But then there's also Eugene coloring in the map where he thinks he's from, and he only colors in Korea. And he's like, if I'm anything but 100% Korean, someone lied to me.
Yes. And then there's Japanese in there. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, no, that makes sense because of the time period. Japan, not great. Not great.
Yeah.
And welcome, Mariana. We haven't
done any writing yet. We've been talking about ethnicity.
A lot about ethnicities, yes.
And racial backgrounds. And
how Zara is wait, hold on. first of her name and mother of Asia. There we go. That basically summarizes everything that you've missed this past hour.
It's like it shouldn't, but it somehow does. Oh, and then also we were talking about like how live streams versus like editing videos, like whether or not it's easier to talk, like which you have to think more about when you're speaking.
Yep. So for Zara, she's all free when she's on live streams. And there's me, like, I have to think about things before I say them.
We're like the opposite.
Yeah.
Oh, we talked about languages for a really long time.
Yes. I think that's what started all of this. We're so productive, guys. This is what we're here for.
Relationships. That's productive, especially in these times.
Yes, I think so. And I think I've gotten involved in so many like writing groups now.
Yeah.
And I
like spree joined so many on Discord, and then I had to cut down because I was like, there's so many that like aren't active at all. And like I might as well just be in the ones that like matter.
Yeah. I have 3 that I normally check. Well, I used to have 2, and then I have 3 because Kate
Kavanaugh.
Yes. Oh,
I saw you in there.
Yes, I love that one. And then the Sprint Squad, obviously.
Yes.
And then I also do, I did Camp Rev Pit back in May.
I don't know what that is.
It was you could win a free like 6-week editing on your manuscript with like an actual editor.
That's cool.
It was really cool. So of course, like I applied, I didn't get it. But because of COVID, they were like, oh, here, we'll set up this like camp. We'll put everyone in cabins and
cool.
Yeah. And like, you can sign up here, and then we can also do, you can do like a 5-page like buddy swap. And you can also sign up for a 5-page positivity pass. So I did all of those.
Yeah. I'm in Kate's. I'm in the AuthorTuber Discord. I like joined the TubeBuddy one because I thought it was actually going to like have stuff in there, and it doesn't really. The NYC No Rimo one, which is like the region for NaNoWriMo. Super Carlin Brothers, because I'm a patron of theirs, and then Squad.
Yep.
Like I'm never in the Super Carlin Discord just because like I don't know, they're very deep into Harry Potter as a thing, and I love watching their videos, but like I'm nowhere deep enough in it to like have a conversation. But they've just started doing Avatar: The Last Airbender stuff, and I'm like, I might jump in more.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I know we said we'll sprint because we should probably do at least one of those, and then we can talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender after.
Yes. I never watched Korra though, so
I don't watch Korra either.
I tried one episode and I was just like, I'm sorry, I can't. I might try again, but
yeah.
Okay, sprint. We'll sprint.
Ooh, yeah. I'll get this set up. And then yes. See, and then Kelly, when you and Zara do a live stream, then you can just start off talking about that for like the first
hour. 5 minutes.
Yes. That's
the Try Guys.
That's just what we do. I
love the Try Wives podcast.
Oh my gosh, yes. I I'm trying to. I'm not watching them right now because I'm trying to save them because I am going on a road trip, possibly by myself, up to where my grandparents live, which is a 6-hour drive.
Ooh.
So I want something that's gonna like keep me like entertained for the entire 6 hours.
Well, them and then the Super Carlin brothers have a podcast called Popcorn Culture, and that is just so funny because like their channel is all about like fandoms that they're part of, and they're great. But then their podcast is just them talking about crazy things that they did when they were younger, and now they're like, that shouldn't have worked. We probably could have died. Maybe we did die, and we don't know it. It's really funny.
Yeah. Kahila joined us. Hello.
We're about to start our first sprint.
You haven't. Well, I mean, like you've missed a lot, but also
you haven't missed. We talked about languages and how I have a lot of names, and apparently that makes me the first of my name, Mother of Asia.
Yes, and how neither one of us I can't language well.
Well, Kate had said in a vlog where she was like, I can write, but I can't speak. And I was like, and I quoted that in a comment, and I was like, that's every writer ever.
Honestly, yes, I agree. How about, because who knows, this might wind up being one of our only sprints. Stop.
Reset.
There we go. I have to put the thing on before I press the full screen. I understand now.
Yeah.
I've never done the full screen before. Let's do a nice 2002.
Okay.
How do you feel about that?
Works for me. I mean, I'm probably going to be editing a video, which I now realize probably won't be my next release video because it makes more sense to film one that comes up. Whatever.
Yep.
I'll be editing a video that will be coming out in August.
Fun. I am going to be attempting. I'm going to finish my butter tart and drink more of my coffee because I'm still at the angry face on my Baymax mug. And I'm going to read what I've written and see if I can do it. Oh, is she here? Hold on. I can do this. Hi, baby. Hello.
My mom brought in a snack for me, so she came in. She wanted to.
Well, I love dogs.
And you're not allergic to them.
I'm not allergic to them. Okay.
Okay, so, ready when you are.
Yes. All right. So everyone, have fun on the first sprint of the day. You can do that. And good luck, everyone. Awesome.
Sprint done.
Sprint is done.
Puppy came back.
I know, I see. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because my laptop, I don't know if you can hear it, but my laptop is mad at me.
Why?
Although it's just when I have a bunch of like things going, it's just like it needs to cool down so it doesn't overheat, right? Yeah.
I'm probably going to have to quit Discord. I don't know why I didn't earlier.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation about a future live stream potentially with someone. And I would have messaged you, but I was like, oh, she's probably actually writing on like me. Whereas I ate and I played with the doggo.
Oh, nice. Honestly, you know what? I'm gonna like one. Oh yes, Renata, dog. Yes. Yeah, like I'll probably wind up for August anyway, like changing the title of my live streams from like writing like live streams to like just like productivity sprints. Because honestly, sometimes you just need to eat and play with a dog.
I ate all the food. You wouldn't have liked it anyway. She's looking at me. She's like, you didn't give me anything.
Right? Yeah, Kahila, so cute. Yes. I got 100 words distracted. Honestly, same. Oh, Renata's kicking everyone's butt with 260. I know. I got 202. I was pretty proud of that.
Until you read that.
Yeah, I know. You know, I know. I'm proud of whatever words I got. I was actually at 195, and then I saw you with the dog in the screen, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, look, they're so cute. And I'm like, I have 40 seconds left, and I'm like, I can type in a couple more words, and I did.
Yay!
I got distracted halfway through, but you still wrote more than me. Good job. Yes, good job, everyone. Regardless of what you were doing, it was productive.
I'm trying to rebalance my braids, and it's just not working. So I'll do it probably during the next stream or something.
You know what? Just own it. Just be like, this is my thing now.
One of the things was coming loose, so I undid it to fix this side, and now this side, whatever. It is what it is.
Yes. Oh, I know before Kahila and then you were asking about my mug. This is my mug. You can see the there's the coffee stains on the front of it. Just ignore that. This is my Baymax mug.
Oh, so cute.
I love this mug so much. Oh, when it's full, it's a two-hander. I have actually very like small hands for someone my size. Because I'm actually like I'm almost 6 feet tall.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm 5'1". I'm small.
Oh, nice. Oh, we're almost a full foot difference.
I used to be 5 feet, and the moment I got to 5'1", I was so happy. I was like,
I'm happy for you. But yes, I have the same size hands as people who are like 5 foot. It's just we probably do have the same size hands. Just gonna
maybe.
Yeah, probably the same. But yes, this I love it so much. One, because it's huge, and then two, it has the like Band-Aid on it. Did you watch Big Hero 6?
Yeah.
So you remember when he
I haven't in a while, but yeah.
Yeah, where like he has holes in him, so he's taping it. And then my favorite part of it, the whole thing though, is I'm gonna try not to.
Ooh, it has the moods.
Yes. So however high you fill it up, and then you're slowly drinking it towards happiness.
Oh, that's funny.
Which is true. I always have to be careful whenever I'm showing that to the live stream. Like, don't drop the coffee, George. Don't drop the coffee.
Okay, have you seen?
Okay, he was 5'8". Nice.
Have you seen Kahila's giant jug of water?
I think I have.
Oh my God. It's so funny. It was on the chit chat stream that Sage hosted I think 2 weeks ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And we were all just talking, and then she pulls it out, and we just like we lost it. It was so big.
But you know what? She's probably more hydrated than both of us.
Oh no, I know for a fact that I live constantly dehydrated, and when I'm actually drinking water, I'm like, this is why I don't drink water, because I'm always getting up.
Yes. I have
But I've been drinking water recently.
Nice.
And I know I'm using a plastic bottle, but I reuse it all the time. For a while I was using oh my God, I have mason jars, but then my mom got like another pack of water, and I was just like, I'm using it. I shouldn't. After this, I'm gonna go back to my mason jars.
Yeah.
I have reusable straws. We've been using reusable straws exclusively since pandemic started.
Mm-hmm.
And I had them beforehand, so like I was good about that, but the plastic bottle.
Yeah. This is my current like water bottle. It's the confetti cup. The water's slightly warmer now, so you can't really see, but it has like the confetti that like change color. So it's normally they start off as white, and then with cold water, they get this one. I love this so much. I worked so hard to get it. I think I went to my store at like probably right when we opened at like 6:30 in the morning. Went to the drive-thru and I was like, "Can I buy one of the confetti cups?" And they're like, "Why are you up? You don't work today." And I'm like, "I need the confetti cup." Mm-hmm. Because that's technically like a venti. So I judge how dehydrated it was by how many of those I drink when I come home from work. Sometimes I'll get through 2 of those in like a 20-minute span, and I'm like, wow, I need to drink more while I'm working.
So I had this water bottle, which I loved because it purifies it.
Oh, fun.
It was hell to clean. And my mom's like, it's sour. You didn't clean it. I was like, yes, I did. She's like, it smells sour. And I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. So when we switch back over here, I'm like, screw it. I'm drinking from mason jars. That way it's easy to clean. It doesn't smell sour, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But I had also, before this one, there was something called Hydrate Spark, where it's like, there's a sensor in it and it lights up when it tells you to drink water, and it tells automatically how much water you drink. It stopped working for me like 2 months in, and they're like, oh, it's the battery, it's the sensor, blah 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 blah, and it wasn't any of that. And I was just like, I'm not buying another one, even though I loved it so much when it was working.
Yeah,
if it stops working again, then like what was the point?
Right. Oh, I love how Renata's up here. Tiny hand gang. Yes.
I saw a thing on Facebook where it was like, if you have long fingers versus if you have a long palm, and like long both or short both, it's like your air, water, fire, earth. And my mom, they're opposite elements.
Fun.
And I was like, that's funny.
Yeah. I mean, like I have long palms and short fingers.
I don't know. Like, I think my palm, I don't know. I wouldn't say my palms are, I don't know what my palms are, but like, I was always told that I have kind of long fingers, and that it was like helpful when I was playing piano as a kid.
Yeah.
My mom has longer fingers than me though, and a shorter finger, so like her hand is still bigger than mine, but it's like some of it is almost evened out because whatever.
Yeah.
Why do I get us on these tangents? I apologize.
It's all good.
To talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender. That is a tangent that you planned.
That is. Let's get to these comments, because we have like some people are telling us their heights and stuff, which is
that's cool.
Fun to find. And yes, Kahila, you need that cup. Everyone needs it in their life. It makes me happy to drink out of. Kelly is 5'2", fun. I think that's a good size. Honestly, whatever height you are, it's a good size. And then yes, you need your water. Yes.
We all do.
We all do. And we're obviously
give it to ourselves.
Yeah. So you stuck to drinking water and needed something to help you. Yes. Yeah.
She sent me the link.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Are you going to get it? I think you should get it.
I don't know. My mom might get mad at me for getting another water bottle that's impossible to clean.
Yes. But I'm guessing it will taste or smell less sour because I think it looked a little bit easier to clean. Yeah. So really, it's an investment.
For my body.
Yes. It's a health and beauty product, actually. Google told you you're 5'5". That's like pretty average. I love that. Brianna, hello. Wait.
Wow.
Yeah, we've done one sprint.
1 20-minute sprint.
1 20-minute sprint. We're doing great. And then you're gonna make Zara spit water out of her nose. I'll take the comment off so you can. Yep.
I swallowed. Okay. I was like, don't spit it up all over your electronics, but also don't like snort it out through your nose. It took me so long to like relax enough to swallow.
Take care of it. Renata, you have to stop with these like great little zingers. It's just
that was a bad time for me to take a giant gulp of water and like try to be like, oh, I'll just finish my water bottle as we're talking about water.
No, bad move. Tiny palms and short fingers. Oh, playing guitar was out. He tried. Honestly, you know what you can probably do is like violin. It's less strings, smaller. Oh, Kelly.
I heard the guitar, but I like never fully learned how to play it.
You are.
My mom knows how to play piano and guitar really well, and I'm like, see, I aspired to be that, and instead of getting really good at one or the other, neither.
No,
at both.
Oh my gosh, my mom was literally talking about. My mom was talking about this last night, where she's just like, we tried piano lessons, violin lessons, basketball, volleyball. We tried to get you into so many different things, and you just didn't.
Oh my God. My mom will bring that up all the time. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I know they were wasted investments. It's not like I can pay you back.
I'll pay you back with my love, but I can't pay you back with like.
It's like I took softball lessons and swimming lessons, and I was good at those, but it's like I was never going to join the softball team for my school because they were all a-holes. And then like swimming, like I like to do not competitively. Like I did it because it was fun. And like doing any sport competitively, like took the fun out of it for me because also at my school, everything was competitive. So it's like I had a bad association with competitive sports.
Mm-hmm.
I did tennis for a while, but then it was just so far away from where we lived that like anytime I was like, I don't want to go. It was like so easy to not go.
Yeah.
And then like when I was younger, my mom tried soccer camp and we tried. And then there was one time where my mom's like, okay, you're not sporty. Fine. We'll send you to like the premier sleepaway camp for the arts. And it was like 8 weeks. The first time I'd ever been away from home. I lasted 3 days.
Yep.
And it wasn't that it was artsy. It was because sleepaway camp. Never done it before. 8 weeks stint all at once. Probably not the best choice.
Yeah, no, that's too long. I don't know of any camps that have them longer than a week. I think there are probably ones. But my mom would send me up for Christian Bible camps. That was always fun.
I'm sorry.
It's actually not bad. Okay, the worst though. My first sleepaway camp, I think I must have been 8 or 9, and with someone like with one of my friends, and but I get there, and so her mom was going to drop us off. My mom was going to pick us up. So now we didn't have to drive too far, right? So I get there and they put me in a boys' cabin because of my name. That happened so often when I was younger. Would like they just see the name Jordan and they're just like, oh, boy. And then they see me and they're like, oh, not boy.
See, me growing up, I'm pretty sure I knew more female Jordans than male Jordans. Like, though I think growing up, the only male Jordan I knew was Michael Jordan, and that's not even his first name.
Yeah, I know. I there was 4 Jordans, including me in my when I started school in grade 6, and I was the only girl. But yeah, it was. But luckily, in my friend's cabin, there was an extra bed, so they just moved me into that one, and I'm just like, thank you. I don't know what I was supposed to do otherwise.
Oh yeah, that would have been.
Yeah. And Kelly, I hope that YouTube breaks less for you next time. And Renata is laughing at how you almost spit water.
Either choked or spewed everywhere. Thank you, Renata.
Yes.
I feel like now you have to come to a stream that I'm hosting and you can try again.
Yes. Go follow Zara, and yeah, just do all of the things. And then yes, the author community is so much fun.
Oh my god,
so much fun.
Like if I met you guys in person, I'd be like, oh my god, like yes, it would be like the same as doing these, but even better.
Yes.
Person. Obviously, once the pandemic is over.
Most definitely.
Maybe not right now, but like
maybe next year.
Well, I'm going to the 2021 Wander Writers Retreat that Jesse runs.
Ooh, is that?
I'm not going to. It's going to be in Seattle in 2021.
Okay, actually, you know what? I was honestly thinking about that.
Go, please, because I want to meet people, but I also want people that I know to be there, so it's not just like people who I don't know. Okay, so I had met Keelan. Oh, hold on. I think I have to make sure that the downstairs is open for the cat. I'll be right back. The downstairs has been opened. But yeah, so Keelan had actually invited me to the Wander Writers Retreat, the last one in Toronto. But when she had told me, she said it was going to be in Muskoka. And I was like, oh, like I've already like taken the time off. Like, I don't know. But then when I found out it was actually in Toronto, I'm like, oh, I should have gone. See, like I wanted to go to that, but I felt like, oh, I'm not on YouTube. So like, yeah, that was me too. I'm just like, because it's like, I also at that point, I only knew Jessie. Like I kind of knew about Brooke because like Jessie would talk about Brooke and like maybe in some of her videos, but like I really only knew Jessie. Whereas like, thanks to this pandemic, I now like know, well, actually, not even in quotes. Like I know Keelan and Brooke because I've had like video chats with them. Yeah. And like, you know, now I'm on your channel and even though it's public, like I'm chatting with you. So I feel like I know you. Yeah. And Kahila and like people through the Discord too. And it's just like, I want to go to it, but I wasn't going to be able to go to the Florida one just because it's during my grad school program. Ooh, no. And then the pandemic hit and Florida clearly isn't handling it well. And I was like, see, more reasons I'm not going this year. Yeah. Something's happening though. Yeah. I mean, that worked out really well. Yeah, I'm excited about Seattle because I really want to go to the original Starbucks. I want to go to Seattle just because A, it's a cool place and people will be there. And then Jessie's just going to be super happy because she's based most of her books there. Yeah. So yeah, I'll go there with you. We're in it together.
Yes, we can be roommates.
Yeah. Oh my God, I would love that.
If there is a bunk bed, you need to go on the top bunk, though. I can't do the top bunk.
Oh, I was going to ask for top bunk, so that actually works out really well.
I've
never had that happen.
I think I'm just like, I'm too like big and like lanky to like, see, I used to have bunk beds. Yes, I used to have bunk beds and I was always on the top bunk. But then the older I've gotten, the more I'm like, I need the bottom bunk. That's what you have to look forward to, everyone. Zara, everyone in the chat, you just don't want the top bunk anymore when you're an adult.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let's catch up on these.
Yeah, okay.
Saxophone. That is so cool. I've one of the guys I used to go to school with, he did like saxophone and stuff like that, and I was always just like, I don't understand the buttons.
I'm trying to think. One of my uncles, I think, does the sax. My mom tried the oboe and like couldn't get any sound out of it, which was funny. So then she obviously did piano and guitar. I think she picked up guitar on her own in college, which I think is really impressive.
I know. Honestly, people who are like,
I know she had a piano teacher growing up, but like,
yeah, no, self-taught people just have like this level of discipline that I'm just like, I lack.
My mom has this like perfect pitch hearing, whereas like I'll be able to hear if something's off normally, but like she'll just be like, oh, that's off, like instantly. And it's like I can hear really well, as in like from far away, or like if people are mumbling or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he like knows immediately if something is off. Like we might be watching like a live music performance, and she'll be like, they're off. And I'm like, eeks. Like now that you say it, I hear it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I do not have that gift whatsoever.
I took singing lessons and I'd be practicing and she'd correct me. And I'm like, thanks, Mom. She'd be like, I want you to know. I'm like, no. That was a genuine thank you. That wasn't a like, F you, Mom. That was
and then, I admitted using hands to make music altogether and stopped for singing. That is a good alternative for small-handed folks.
I still want to pick up piano and guitar because I have a guitar. My mom has a steel string guitar. I do steel strings. And then we have a piano. So.
We had a piano for the longest time, but it was just like, no one like played it. It was just kind of like an annoying thing to like pick up and move.
Oh, it's in our guest room. And we have a pull-out couch. And the guest room is like, the guest room isn't small, but it's like not huge. But the way we fit it was kind of like Tetris, where it's like no matter what, you can get to the piano, and no matter what, you could get to the guest bed. So it was like perfect. We don't ever have to move it again.
Yes. Oh, that is great. And Brianna, I'm so happy you understand my pain. Mostly used for boys. Yeah, I remember distinctly when we had a supply teacher for history class, but I was thinking like grade 11. And the teacher was doing like roll call or whatever, and she gets to my name and she says Jordan, and I'm just like, oh, here. And she just kind of pauses and she looks up and she looks at me and she's like, oh, I was expecting a boy. And I'm like,
yeah,
thanks, not a boy. Oh, Renata's, let's see if you're a waterbender.
I mean, out of all of them, I probably would be a waterbender, but like the same way that like I'm on the cusp of Pisces and Aries, it's like as I've gotten older, I actually feel more Aries firebender than Pisces water. And I think it's just because of the shit I went through where I'm like, I don't take shit from anyone. So now I'm like more fiery and like,
yeah.
But it's also like I'm still really like empathic and like sensitive and stuff. But now it's like, but like I'm sensitive. And so if I know something's bad for me, I'm gonna like kick it out.
Yes. And then I'm ready for the vlogs. All the vlogs at all times.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll be vlogging again every day in NaNoWriMo, but it's like once I won for one of my projects this camp, I was like,
oh yeah,
like Kahila's still vlogging, even though
I know she.
And I'm like, I wish I had that, and that was my initial plan. But then like 2 days of like not having any energy to like write my other project, which I'd been wanting to write while writing the other one, I was like, maybe vlogging every day isn't the best thing because it's gonna be a lot of nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was thinking like way back, like when I was moving to Japan, I was like, oh, like maybe I'll because like I've had this YouTube channel since 2008, I think I'd actually created it. Now I didn't upload anything, but I just used it to like keep track of like the videos that I liked and subscribe to everything and stuff like that. But it was either 2008 or 2000, one of those, very early on. And but when I got to Japan, I'm just like, well, everything's pretty like monotonous. Like I have my routine. I don't think anyone's gonna like think this is interesting, so that I just didn't. And then even now,
interesting, like you settling into a new routine.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think about that now where I'm like, oh, no, that would have been fun to, like, look back and kind of, like, have it as, like a captain's log, you know?
Yeah.
But I am thinking about doing, like, actual videos, like, maybe, like, on Sundays or something like that, just having, like, this is how I was productive this week. And it would be mostly just for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, to kind of like
need to have something to show for my week.
Yes, just kind of like, okay, like I don't really want to do anything today, but I want to make sure that I have something to show on Sunday. Like, I guess I'll do the like couple hundred words or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that could be fun. I mean, like my sister's not here for like all of August, so that I can like do that without her being like, oh, what is she doing? She's weird.
I was talking to my mom and I was like, can you imagine if my grandma was still alive? Like, do you think she'd want to be in the vlogs or would she be like, keep me off camera? And my mom's like, she'd probably be fine with being on camera. She'd probably what you were doing though.
Yeah, I don't think no one in my family would want to be in vlogs.
See, my grandma was the oldest living person in our family when I was adopted, like by the time I entered the family.
Mm-hmm.
And she was also like the most technologically savvy outside of my generation. Like I was
love that.
Technologically savvy just because I was like growing up with it. But she died when she was 92 and I just taught her how to text on an NV.
Mm-hmm.
Like her phone that slid, like you turn it to the keyboard. And like she was learning how to do that with arthritis. And I was whereas her younger brother was like refused to get an air conditioner unit for like so many years.
Yeah, no, I love that when you get just like techie grandparents and stuff like that.
And then my little cousins, the ones who like love to play with my dog, it's so funny. They're obviously really good at tech, and like their dad, my cousin's really good at tech. But they're like, yeah, grandma and grandpa aren't good at FaceTiming, and I'm like, you said it, not me. But like, we are.
We are so behind.
We're talking about writer retreats earlier today. Kahila asked if there was more info about the retreat. I only know that it's still happening because I talked to Jessie after me and her and Brooke were on Keelan's channel for Spiller Quill last Tuesday. We stayed on for like 2 hours after the 2-hour live stream, and we're chatting about everything. So that was one of the things that came up. I don't think she's released any more info yet because she's starting to see what like oh my god, like preparations, like based on like social distancing and whether or not the hotel will do special things or whatever.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm hoping to go back to Japan in 2022, so I'm just hoping that it's not going to be that expensive. This stream is like watching two besties hang out.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, this is actually
I'm so flattered because this is our first live stream together.
This is our first time like officially like meeting in person.
I didn't the comments of your streams before.
Yeah.
But I don't think you were on the Discord video chat when I was with Keelan and Kahila and other people.
I was there briefly, but
yeah, you were there for such a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Our two friends are real friends.
I know, right? Oh, we did read your minds.
Trombone.
Ooh, that I don't understand because you have to be so precise with like where you have your hand. Oh, it's so cool.
My middle school English teacher was also, so for some reason, one of the math teachers, the English teacher, and the music teacher, they were like three best friends, and I just referred to them as the Three Musketeers.
Yes.
Because they were in like the faculty band with like maybe one other person, and the English teacher played the trombone, and I was just like, I don't know why, but his personality was so like law and order, like in like a good way, not like the really, really bad way. That like a trombone just seemed too like whimsical for him to be playing as an instrument. I don't know why, but it was just like he plays the trombone every Friday at assembly.
That's amazing. Yeah, Kahila, you are far more whimsical than us. Writer telepathy, yes. Hello, Autumn. We've done one sprint.
Autumn's going to be on my channel on August 9th at with Helene Foy and Madeline Monahan.
Awesome. I saw you did a bunch, like have like a bunch of them, and I set reminders for all of them, but I'm just like, I don't know what my work schedule is going to be like, but I'm still
no, I mean, like, I'm not working this summer just because every internship I applied to kind of shut down because of, and then I was starting grad school, so I was like, you know what, just get running streams in when I have no schedule and therefore can set a schedule around AuthorTube.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's a great idea. I've been working this entire time, so.
Yeah. I understand it's a privilege to be able to not work.
I know, right? So like, I'm like, I work so much, but I'm also really happy that I still have a job.
Yeah.
Pisces. Wow. Pisces. Fire.
I don't even know what you were saying. I don't know how you put it wrong. Like I
was trying to say Pisces.
Oh, okay. As a Pisces, I can also say I am fiery as well. Lol. Kahila, when a writer retreat happens, it'll be like Avengers Assemble, but instead Writers Assemble. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Jesse to plan one in New Orleans just because.
Oh.
I went in. I'm trying to do math. It's not going to go well, but like 2013.
Okay.
Over spring break for a service trip with my school.
Fun.
It happened over my birthday. It was great. And it's like, it was a great trip, but given we were all minors and could not enjoy alcohol, we could barely enjoy the French Quarter. And we were there for one day, and everything else was like in places that had been hit by Hurricane Katrina. And I was like, I just want to go back and be like a tourist, like be an actual tourist and like have people roll their eyes and like, not because I'm going to have a camera out like that the whole time, but just like, I want to do this stuff. Like I got a tarot card reading there, and like, it wasn't like the most, like, what was that?
Oh, that was my mom texting me.
Okay. It wasn't like the most world changing thing. And I read tarot anyway, but it's like, I want to go and I want to enjoy Bourbon Street as someone who can maybe actually drink bourbon this time around.
Yeah. Oh, it was really funny because
and Brooke wanted to go, but they were saying that in 2021 they might not go to the Wander Writers Retreat because they want to go on their own trip instead this year.
Yep.
So,
who knows what's going to happen? I also really want to go to New Orleans, but because I've gone all the way down to like the East Coast, so like I've done like New York, North Carolina, Florida. Yeah. Where else are you in New York? Like,
I'm like New York, Manhattan, the Big Apple.
Nice. Oh, so you guys have been locked down pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways it's nice because you're not like, I don't know, like you don't have a ton of people being stupid and like spreading it, but you still walk around the street and you have people who like aren't wearing a mask, and I'm just like,
It's just like you're just making this harder for everyone.
I know. I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah. And Kihil is not done with her novel yet, so that helps for content every day.
Yeah,
that would help.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not done with my novel either, but it's like at the point where it's like if I go back and start fiddling with it right now, it's like I would never move on to another story. And I have other stories I want to do.
Yeah.
My brain was like, oh, like you finished a story, we don't have to work for like the rest of the month. I'm like, no, that's not how this works. You finished early so you could work on another project.
Yeah, that's like I finished the entire first draft of my Project Daisy in 33 days. So April camp and like 3 days after, and then finished draft 1, and then my brain just like shut off for an entire month.
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything.
See, I was writing all the way up until camp this July started, and I was like, oh, I'll finish my April project in June before July starts. And that didn't happen. And I was like, I am so close to being done. I want to finish it and then add on another project so that I have like a legit word count goal for the month. And then that just didn't really happen. Like I wrote 15,000 words around a bit higher than that, like across both stories. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I wanted to be a third of the way through the second book. No.
Brains are weird.
Yeah.
And then, Earthbender. I think all of my signs, like astrological and like even like Chinese zodiac and stuff, I think all of mine are like Earth related. So I'd probably also be an Earthbender.
I'm an ox, which is hilarious to me because my mom's a Taurus, but she's a rat. So, but when it comes to bending, I like water most, but I know Azula was a bad person, but I always wanted to be a firebender.
Yes.
Like blue fire and lightning. Like I just feel like that's so cool.
Oh my gosh, that finally.
I would be firebending this like the way that oh my god, it's been so long because I haven't watched it since it's been on Netflix. The dragons, Ra and Ka. No, I think it's wrong.
Something like that.
Whatever, the dragons who, come in. I don't want to spoil whatever.
Yes.
The origin of firebending, like not the way that the Fire Nation has twisted it.
Yeah.
Like it would bend like that, but with the ability to do blue flame, which is extra hot, and lightning. Like I'd want to look like Azula because she always looked really good until the end when she but I'd act more like Iroh when we know him, not when he was like General Iroh.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, you could pull it off.
I'd have to wait until my hair was not bleached to cosplay as Azula and learn how to cosplay.
Oh, buddy! Oh my gosh, you should. Keelan should plan something for like the whole like sprint squad or something, and then we should all come in like May, and then all of us just go to like Anime North and like just like practice cosplaying. It is so much fun. I
also want to like Wonder Woman Gal Gadot's costume because like I literally like bookmark. I'm never gonna make them because I don't have the materials, times, or patience to make my own costume.
Yes, I get my best friend to make mine for me, and I'm just like, I will supply. I'll pay for my half. I will get you snacks. I don't craft, So staying out of the way is actually more beneficial.
Here's the thing. I do craft. I'm just too lazy to do it. Because I know I can't do it well enough. Where I would rather just buy it. But
I agree. All right.
And I also want it to be like custom to me, which is like really expensive and I therefore can't afford.
Yes. It's the worst. And Brianna, you should just do it. Just do it. Honestly.
Yeah, film it. Like worst comes to worst, you don't upload it.
Yeah. Just like I think, have you ever seen any of Bernadette Banner's videos? She does like a lot of like costuming, but like historical costuming. You need to watch her videos. They're just so soothing. They're so soothing. But how she got into it, she was saying that she would literally just like carry her camera around vlogging and like getting used to like talking to the camera like a friend kind of. And then like didn't upload any of that, but just getting used to the whole concept of it. And like, honestly, for me, I was just like, I don't have any motivation to write. And every time I have time to write, I don't. So I'm like, I'm just going to set up some live streams and hold myself accountable. And like, no one showed up for the first 3 streams, but it got me used to everything. So,
I mean, for me, like when I was starting, it was weird just because like I'm filming on my phone and it's sideways. So therefore I'm like, where's the camera?
yes.
Because that was like a thing where I was like, you're not looking in the camera. And I'm like, I'm trying. Like, it's just like, it's all black. Like, I like to think I've gotten better now that I've gotten more used to it. But it's like, it's just, you got to do it.
It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird. And
like,
then it'll get less weird.
Feels weird about it, even in her more recent vlogs. And she's been doing it for a while. So it's. Because she's like, oh, I don't want a neighbor to see me or someone walking past my car to see me. And I'm like I'm not doing it now because I don't vlog enough, especially since like I'm planning a lot more videos like to happen, I guess, over the month of August before November, not like August, September, October before November. I think maybe by then I might like save up enough to like have like one of those gimbal things where like you can vlog and not have it be super shaky. And like that might feel like a little bit weird because it's like I'm holding it above me, but it's like people vlog and like
that's just what you do.
Like people in New York also vlog all the time because they're either tourists or they're like, I don't know, like they're trying to make a platform because they live in New York or something. So it's like, it's not that weird in New York.
Yeah. I think it was definitely a lot weirder like a couple years ago, but nowadays it's just pretty normal. Yeah. You're not going to be the weirdest person.
Oh no.
Don't worry.
Oh no, there are definitely weirder people in New York.
Yep. And then Kelly's encouraging as well.
We're not Pisces can be fiery.
Yes. And then and now we've finally caught up. No,
we're not.
We're still
not caught up. Okay, next one. Kelly's talking about how we're all just getting together and the dramatic music, and we're all under attack from a beast called creative procrastination, and only the heroes can save the day. Our murders.
Yep.
Haley came in.
Hey, Haley, we've done one writing sprint, and I think that might be it. We're just trying to catch up now. He laughing.
Brianna and Kelly subscribed to each other.
Yay!
Brianna said she's going to visit New York once this COVID thing is over.
Yes, do it. New York is so cool.
Oh, cool.
And yes, Haley, you're going to get just as much work as Zara and I did.
See, the thing is when I collaborate with people, I like since I've been hosting live streams mostly after I won camp, it's mostly like, so A, I have something on my channel, but B, like, so other people can be productive. And for me, it's like, I'm doing stuff. It's just like stuff that doesn't have a final output. Like, it's not writing words. It's not filming a video. It's like coming up with the idea of the video.
Yeah.
You know, things like that.
Yeah. Well, and these, I find like the live streams give like a really cool, like, just like way to meet people. So, yeah. I'm always down for collabs. And yeah, that.
Did they come through Ellis Island, I'm assuming then?
That's so cool. My when we went to New York, my dad was like, the ferry ride to get to Ellis Island is too expensive. We're not doing that. So we didn't.
I went to Ellis Island with my school.
Nice. Yeah. My our grade 8 trip is usually Quebec City. But we had to go to Ottawa instead due to like some accessibility. So I have never been to another province in Canada. I've been all over the world, but I've never been anywhere else in Canada.
I've been to every other borough because there are 5 that count as New York City.
Mm-hmm.
But if you say New York City, most people just think of Manhattan.
Yep.
I've been to upstate New York, which is very different politically. And then I've been to Massachusetts. And by Massachusetts, I mean mostly Boston, but also other places.
Oh, I've been to Boston too.
I've been to Florida multiple times, different areas of Florida. I've never been like a huge fan of Florida, like as a vacation spot, but I think it's mostly because I've been there with older people and like they don't want to do the same things I want to do when I'm there.
Yeah.
Been to California, been to Nevada for Las Vegas multiple times.
Cool.
I think that's all the states I've been to. Went to Maine once.
Ooh.
And then I've been to Montreal and Toronto. And have I been to Quebec? I don't think I've been to Quebec.
You've been to Quebec if you've been to Montreal.
Okay, sorry. I can't remember. I was like, I always think of them as 3, but okay.
Don't you worry, I got you. But like honestly, that means that you've been to more provinces than I have. Because if you've been to Montreal and Ottawa, that's Quebec and Ontario.
Yeah.
Good times. I love that.
And then I've also been to China and London and France.
Yeah, China's really cool. I visited my friend who was teaching there, and she took me on a whirlwind 3-day Beijing tour, which involved we did get to the Great Wall. We got there like almost kind of near sunset, so we got some really cool pictures, and people kept wanting pictures with me because I'm tall, blonde hair, blue eyes. It was.
I could make a comment about that particular combination historically in a different country.
I know. Oh, don't worry, I know. But yeah, that was really fun. Although, oh my gosh, the train ride back to Beijing was unreal. I've never experienced anything like that in my life.
Do you remember which part of the wall you went to? Because my mom and I went to a part that like isn't really touristy. So there were times where like it was like we were the only people on the wall.
I have my ticket.
We went when I was 10. So we went in 2007. So I don't think we have.
Battling.
Oh, that might have been where we went.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where we went.
Yeah, like it wasn't like super touristy, and by super touristy, there wasn't a lot of white people. There was a lot of Chinese tourists.
I think that's where we went.
Yeah. That's so fun.
Yeah, my mom and I, when we were in China, we did Beijing, Shanghai, and Xi'an because we wanted to see Terracotta Warriors.
That's so cool.
And Shanghai was like Chinese New York, but like cooler. And that's where my roommate's from. And she's like, "Oh my God, you need to visit Shanghai." And I was like, "Yeah, I'd love to."
Yes.
Who knows when?
Yeah, I can't remember where she lived, but she lived like half an hour away from Beijing. So that's why we concentrated there. And I was only in China for 5 days.
Yeah. No, my mom and I were there for 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. So you got some really good touristy things done.
Yeah. We went to Tiananmen Square, Forbidden City, Great Wall.
Mm-hmm.
There was also like a lot of mall shopping because it was just connected to our hotel.
Yes. Yes. And oh my gosh.
And by mall shopping, I mean my mom was shopping and I was just being like, why are we walking everywhere?
Yeah. I went to China after I was finished with my contract in Japan. So I went from Japan to China. And the money just kept throwing me off. I was just like, because in Japan, it's basically like 1,000 yen is like $10. So that was really easy for me to convert. And then in China, it was so different that I'm like, is this a good deal or a bad deal? I don't know. So yeah, my friend had to help me a lot. But everything was fine. It was fine. Yeah, sounds so cool. Good luck. I also agree. Good luck.
Fire
Ox. We did one writing sprint, and I think that's it.
Haley finished a poster.
Nice.
Only have a chart that lists them as passengers from the Netherlands. I hope to find more information once I get there.
Yes. Oh, I love chasing. Yeah, I love doing like family history things.
I would try to use Ancestry a bit more before you just come to New York, because New York had a lot of things where names changed and records weren't kept super well.
Yeah, it's like
by accident or on purpose to get away with certain legal housing things.
Yeah.
And it's not very easy your phone, so.
Yes. I know you're probably
already gone
for a while now. But it was lovely having you.
That was only 4 minutes ago. We're not so behind.
Okay. I think
Kelly 2 minutes ago said that she had to leave.
Yeah.
Renovation project. So bye, Kelly.
Yes. Bye, Kelly. Yeah, honestly, this was just kind of turned into like a chat.
I know. I mean, I'm totally fine with it, but I am sorry to anyone who showed up wanting to do more sprints.
I know, right? I was honestly the same way. I'm just like, I'm happy. Like, honestly, the productivity is we worked on our friendship.
I know. Exactly.
Oh.
We got to build it up somehow because we don't know when a Wonder Writers retreat is going to happen that we both go to.
Yes, I will warn. I'll let you know though. I am a very deep sleeper, so
I am too.
Yes, I am like one of the most perfect. I was gonna say sleeping buddies, but that's weird.
No, I knew what you meant if you had said. Before we moved here, we were living in a different apartment, and I had gotten a desk, I think from my grandma for like some birthday, because it was like a nice desk from.
Nice.
And my mom and the father of the little girls who play with the dog, and he and my mom were putting the desk together while I was sleeping. I don't know why they were doing it. I was sleeping. Anyway, they're putting it together. Fine. They drop the drawer as they're trying to slide it in. Apparently, I didn't wake up at all.
Yep.
And that was just like the most perfect example of how deep a sleeper I am. I think I've become slightly less of a deep sleeper. Like if I'm almost awake, something can wake me up. But like if I'm asleep, I'm asleep.
Yeah, I just remember my friend when we would stay in hostels while we were traveling Japan when she'd come to visit me, and she would get so mad at me because she's like, yeah, I didn't really sleep too well because, they were kind of having like a party in the stairwell, and I almost got up and yelled at them. I'm like, oh yeah, but I didn't hear any of that.
That's funny.
Oh, my real last name is quite common in New York, so I'm not going to get totally blind. That's a good idea. And then
yeah, we're both gonna be on there.
Yeah, so we're trying to get all of our chatting done now, so
because it's gonna be Keelan's show and we're just guests.
Yes.
I mean, I've been following your lead. If you're like, okay, let's sprint, I would have been like, okay, let's sprint.
Same, but honestly, this conversation was amazing this entire time. So I feel like, again, I've just been productive in a different way.
Yeah. And if you want to come over on my channel and do more sprints there, let me know. Because because I'm using the Forest app and people really want their trees, like even when Keelan was on, like we chatted, but it wasn't like we got sprints in.
Yeah. Whereas like for me, I don't have the Forest app because I'm like, money, mortgage.
It's just a one-time purchase.
I know, but
I know. Yeah. But I'm just saying, once you feel comfortable, it's like totally worth it.
Yeah, I've looked at it a couple times, and I've always been like, oh right, this is a one where you pay money to buy the app. I'm just like, that's the only thing that's holding me back. But like when I've seen
I have 15 types of trees.
Oh, that's so fun.
They're all different kinds.
Yes. Oh, you said you got like a spirit tree?
Oh yeah, that's
fun. That's so pretty.
That one took forever to get, but then for the same amount was this one, and it has a crane in it. It has to show all the way. It has a crane. I've been like slowly racking up all the Asian themed trees, but I could have gotten like those jade trees that you can get and like they turn to the side and they're fake, but then like not bonsai, but they look kind of like bonsai. I think they call it a Chinese pine on this app or whatever. So like it was for 600 coins, and I was like, but I want the purple wisteria because purple is my favorite color.
Oh my gosh, wisteria are like,
but I got Chinese New Year bamboo. So like I don't feel obligated to spend coins on like the normal bamboo that isn't as exciting. So I'm like, I have a Chinese festive one.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, when I see things like that, and I'm just like, I want it, but I also money. I know it's only like $1, but still.
Keelan has it, and she's just every time she's like, oh, I don't really know how to use it. I'm like, you have my Skype. Just Skype me, woman. I will teach you.
Yes. And yes, Kahila is going to be so much fun. It's going to be like a really fun, organized chaos, I think. Because there's like 7 of us, I think, that are going to be on there.
Let me check the Discord.
It's going to be good times. I had to quit my Discord because
I did too, but now I'm opening it back up to see how many. There are 8 of us in the group. So yeah, there are 8 of us, including Keelan.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Hopefully we both get some work done there because you saw how well I got to do work here.
Well, like I want to do work, but I'm looking at the list and like Sage is also there. And the last time I was on a thing with Keelan and Sage and Kahila, that was, to be fair, meant to be a chat. It wasn't meant to be sprint. So we'll see.
It's all good. I've got my 200. Yeah, I got 202 words today so far, and I've
words more than me.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Everything will be fine. All right, so I think it's about 4:30 now.
Yeah.
So I gotta go have dinner because we have to walk so I can be back in time to join the next live stream.
Yeah, I probably should walk my dog.
Dogs like to be walked.
Yeah, unless I can pawn it off on my mom, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming. This was so much fun, and everyone, thank you for joining us.
Wow.
For like basically our chat and a little bit of writing.
It was a chat with a 20-minute writing sprint in there.
Yeah, kind of like break up. the hour.
Yeah. If we do this again on your channel or mine, I'm happy to rein it in with the chat and like try and keep like do more sprints.
We'll try and keep us focused next time. I think our problem was this is the first time we've like talked.
Yeah, like whereas with Keelan, like I had Skyped her before, so when we were on streams both times, it was like able to be more like, okay, we can chat, but like we're here for sprints because otherwise we would just Skype each other.
Yeah.
And now it's like, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's 7 p.m. EST.
Yeah.
That's when I'm showing up anyway.
Oh, no, it's at 7, and
okay.
People will be drinking.
Oh, that's right.
People will either be drinking tea or alcohol, and I was one of the few people who was like, oh, I think I'm going to be drinking alcohol. Should I switch to tea?
Oh.
And it has been suggested that I should drink alcohol out of a teacup. So I will be doing that.
Yes. I think I'm going to be having my wine because I honestly forgot about the iced tea thing while I was at the grocery store yesterday, and I don't want to go back. So, and then, yeah, I don't know if I have a teacup, but I'm going to use like one of my really cute, fancy wine glasses. So
I have a teacup, but it's really small. So I'm going to use a mug instead. Like I have one teacup and everything else is a mug. And I'm like, I don't want to be getting up like every sprint to refill because that would make me look really bad.
Yeah.
It'd be like 2 sips.
Yeah.
You'll be drinking tea.
That's cool. I think it's a lot earlier for you, isn't it?
It's an hour earlier. Or no, she's 3 hours. Yeah.
So she's
3 hours earlier.
Behind. So yeah. Yeah. Tea's good. Tea's good for you. All right.
For some reason I thought Kahila was in like the central time zone, which is the same as Sarah.
Yep.
Rat. Because when I asked if people wanted to participate in my live streams, and they were like, oh, like that's too early. And then I was like, wait, no. I talked to her about something else, and she's in California time zone.
It's a little bit different. That's fine.
Yeah. It's 4:32. So
yes.
Working of your time. I mean, it'll be after 5 somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's allowed during this pandemic also, so.
Yes.
I sound like I'm pressuring you. I'm not. I swear I'm not. I don't need everyone to drink alcohol.
Everyone's free to drink whatever they feel like unless you're drinking.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was like, everyone's free to drink what they want as long as they're not breaking the law.
Yes. All right. Well,
Okay.
I'm going to end this broadcast. Otherwise, I don't think we'll ever end it.
I know.
You don't drink alcohol. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. We got you, Kahila.
Yeah, I didn't for a long time either. I want to start waving.
Yeah, we're waving. Bye.